Even if you have a crush on someone, what are some sexual things they can do that would still make you uncomfortable or that you would consider sexual harassment? An ex tried to initiate sex while telling me how much she wanted to kill herself. For some reason she couldn't understand why I was not at all up for it. Word around the office is you've got a fat cock. Titty twister. Maybe some other people are into it, but that is where I draw the line. CBT. I really don't want my cock to be in pain. It hurts already from being kicked in the balls. When trying to blow me, don't just try to stick your tongue piercing down my dick hole, no matter how much your ex loved it. I don't. Smacking these fat cakes I got. Not for touching. Groping. I had this conversation with a woman I'm friends with just a few days ago. I'm bi and we were talking about guys doing it, and she was shocked when I pointed out that it happens to me from women way more. Of course then I just have to stand there and take it, because women doing it is somehow fun and frisky, and I should definitely take someone grabbing my crotch out of nowhere as a compliment. Anything in the butt without permission. Permission to enter the back door, sir. I'm not sure that I'd consider it sexual harassment, but it makes me really uncomfortable when extremely drunk girl come to me and becomes too touchy. Sometimes, they can be really relentless that it becomes annoying, but the only thing what I can do is to hide in the crowd, because usually nobody cares, because it's just a girl and I should be flattered. If they tried to kiss me but it turned into one of those weird Japanese porn kisses where it looks like they are trying to lick your whole face like an ice cream. Definitely this. I like kissing. I even like pretty aggressive French kissing. Feeling like I'm being attacked by an octopus? Not so much. Pay some attentions to your butthole. It really depends on the situation and my consent. In private it would probably no holds barred if they truly are my crush. Argue about using a condom, trying push or manipulate me into not using one is a deal breaker, folks. Premarital hand holding. Yeah, I much rather go straight to rimming on the first date. Staring without blinking, wide enough to see behind the eyeballs to the engorged, pulsating eye stalks. Referring to her vagina as a person. Was hooking up with a real cutie, and once the phrase "she likes it when you do that" I was out. When she sticks her finger in my butthole unexpectedly in middle of sex. Just because I typically wanna smash doesn't mean I'd necessarily consent every single waking moment. To be honest, anything she does without consent. Edit, let me rephrase, anything sexual she does to me without my consent. Sending unsolicited nudes/inappropriate videos. Also calling me daddy, I had that happen once and I just noped right out of there. Binding me to my bed and ball gagging me while I sleep off the roofies that she put in my drink. And even then it's 50% sexual harassment and 50% me wanting to see where this goes. Anything that makes you uncomfortable or qualifies as sexual harassment in a regular scenario is still the fucking same even when you have a crush on the person. Your attraction towards someone doesn't mean you're automatically consenting to anything. Like in the bedroom? Basically vomit, poop, and blood are three things that just don't do it for me. Everything else I feel like I could explore with a girl if she was really into it, at least to see whether I enjoyed it. I'll try anything once. And frankly, if I love a girl and she really likes something, I'm gonna do it for her as long as it's safe. Not inty bedroom, maybe just stuff around other people. I dated a girl who was super lovey-dovey around other people even though we were still just getting to know each other, and it was like, listen, I get you're marking your territory but we aren't there yet. Was a real turn off. Fisting my butthole, besides that I'd be pretty down for anything. Any sexual thing I didn't ask for and feel uncomfortable with can be sexual harassment. Me and my ex-crush were having a nice time in the evening. We were on a sidewalk when she suddenly yanked me by my shirt and touched my crotch. I was very confused and terrified, to be honest. When I asked her what she thought she was doing, her reply was, "It was a test to see how alert you are. You need to be more alert as you can get robbed like this anytime." Yeah, I didn't buy that shit. Why would she have the need to touch my crotch at all? Needless to say, I never went out with her. If I have an emotional crush on somebody, feelings, physical attraction, then casual sex initiated out of random would be uncomfortable. Reaching inside my boxers and pulling my dick outside of my pants whilst inside a busy cinema, then tossing me off in front of the general public? That might make me feel uncomfortable. I dunno, nothing much really. I'm not that bothered. I've had this experience a few times in school. Now, I'm certainly not your good-looking type. Average looking is probably optimistic on a good day, and especially when I was younger. Shy, awkward, and introverted was me all over, really stick out from the crowd. I've have girls come up to group and grab me as part of pranks or dares, as other people looked on giggling. I've had my inside thigh grouped and stroked by someone older whilst in class in order to deliberately make me feel uncomfortable. It's so humiliating and demeaning. I have a 2-strike rule. If someone does something that makes me uncomfortable, I let them know and tell them not again. It happens again and 2 strikes, you are gone. I'm a female, but I find it completely inappropriate when women just wrap their arms around a guy's arm and do that running the hand down the chest thing. I don't know how guys feel about it, I just think it's so wrong if she didn't have permission to touch him. Calling me daddy. That should be illegal. Anything without my consent. Just because I have a crush on someone doesn't mean they can do whatever they want to me. I want to be informed and I want to be asked. Openly being sexual in front of others. I had a coworker a while ago that I thought was pretty cute and she clearly liked me too, but she would constantly be way too openly sexual around other people with me. She would openly ask if I like toy play, if I linger on foreplay for a while, etc. while in the presence of other coworkers. It was incredibly uncomfortable and I could see people kind of cringe and look at us for a second while she would say things like this. It was so awkward, and I told her that a couple times, to which she did eventually stop, but holy hell. Constantly pressure me for nudes and get agitated if I don't send them. If she grabs my ass in public without my consent, I'd consider it as harassment. Please don't call me daddy, like. Ever. Her, making out with any of my parents is definitely off-putting. I remember I had a crush on a girl in my high school and one day, while going to high school on a public transit, I bumped to her and we exchanged a few words. We had a pretty good time and I was sure that she liked me. Then, after some days, she put a story on Instagram and added me in close friends and added a pic to id, seduce me. It was a complete turn off and I stopped talking to her. Literally nothing at this point. I was actually sexually harassed by my classmate in high school. Apparently I have a nice butt and she thought she could touch it whenever she wanted. I'd just awkwardly stand there not knowing what to do or say, but I felt uncomfortable AF. It was demeaning. Anything not agreed upon beforehand, and / or anything that continues after you say no or stop. Or things you've previously done but you don't want to do at that moment, that he/she continues with even after you've said no. Anything without consent, really. Just like with anything else. Groping because women think it's funny and flirtatious. Involuntary drugging for sexual purposes. Unsolicited nudes. I get that some people are into it and I've read stories here like, oh, she sent me a nude out of nowhere and I still didn't get she was into me. I'm so oblivious, and I thought to myself, if that happened to me, whether they're actually into me becomes irrelevant, I'd just lose all interest in them at that point. And also hints that involve things like changing your clothes in front of me or asking me to shower with you. It would really disturb me that you think these are acceptable things to do to someone you're not already intimate with. Again, I get that other people would love to have that happen from their crush, but I just can't imagine not finding it trashy.